Hi guys! Hello everyone, my name is Clara and now we are currently in, can you guess? No? Okay. Turin, Italy. I'm originally from Croatia but I'm studying here in Turin for 1 year and let's explore Turin together. I'm going to show you some nice places and if you have any questions at any moment just drop some comments and also at the end we're going to have Q&A session, so keep your questions and yeah, let's start. But also here with me is...
Hello guys, I'm Judy. I'm also studying in Turin since September with Clara at TSCD. I'm originally from Germany, so a bit more north from Italy, and we're super happy to show you Turin today on this very sunny, beautiful day. Also today we have a TimeGap with us, which is a new super cool app from Indonesia. So we are happy to explain some bit about it.
Exactly. So the TimeGap is really easy to use, user-friendly, and you can use it from whatever location and any time at the day. So also, if you want to find providers, it's really easy and you don't need to be scared because all the providers are verified and live location is provided. And if you don't know how to find providers and how to match them, there is a specific patented mechanism of matching provided by TimeGap, which can easily match you with a right provider.
And as a provider, TimeGap gives you the opportunity to post some services on the app, and it's just very fast. So if you're, for example, from Indonesia going to Italy and want to offer a service, you can just do it by using the TimeGap app. And it's a very fast process. You receive immediate requests for booking, and the best thing also, immediate payment.
Exactly. So now we're in Turin, as we said. When we think about Italy, I wouldn't say necessarily Turin is the first city that comes to our mind. First is like Rome, Venice, but actually Turin is a really, really nice city, which I hope you're gonna know and notice today. Turin, what I really like about Turin is this specific position. Its location is really strategic and good. It's close to Milano. If you go with train, only 1 hour with the train. Also, it's close to the mountains. So if you want to go skiing in 2 hours, you can ski. Or if you want to go and take some sun, enjoy the beach, in 2 hours you can reach the position. So geographically speaking, Turin is really at the good position. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's the perfect location. Also, I got the chance already to explore some surroundings of Turin, also the wine area, which is super beautiful, yeah, especially in the Octoberish time. Very, very pretty. And yes, but let's not just talk about the surrounding, also about Turin, which is itself a very, very beautiful city. Like, I remember when I first came, I had not super high expectations because just I didn't know anything about Turin. I don't know. And you never heard so much about it, but it's super beautiful. There's lots of cafes, bars, places to explore. There's the famous aperitivo culture, which originated from here. So every time before dinner, you can just meet your friends, grab a spritz, Aperol spritz on a nice piazza. So and there's lots of beautiful streets, facades, architecture everywhere in Turin, as you can see below. So we are super happy to show you a bit today of Turin and explore.
Exactly. So now we are currently at the piazza. I'm going to show you right now the surrounding.
I will take over so you can explain a little bit.
Exactly. So currently we are at Piazza San Carlo. So we started our route here, and Piazza San Carlo is one of the main squares of Turin, built around 400 years ago. The fun fact is that this square is often nicknamed by the inhabitants of Turin the city's living room because of its central position and its large dimensions. The equestrian monuments in the middle, which you can see there, was built to commemorate Emmanuel Philippe III, one of the dukes of the Savoy family, who once owned this region. And as we turn around,
Yes,
we can see two twin churches. So Santa Cristina on the left,
Yes, exactly here.
and San Carlo Borromeo on the right. And fun fact is that Turin's several monuments and sites make it one of the world's top 250 tourist destinations and the 10th most visited city in Italy. Even then, it doesn't feel touristy at all here.
Yes, this was actually my first impression too. You know Italy for being a very touristy destination, I guess. But when I came here, I felt like I lived like a local Italian. I don't know about you. For me, I had a very local feeling because you don't see so many tourists in the city, and also in the restaurants. It's not very touristy, I would say. So you get a very authentic experience of Italy, I think. In this
Exactly.
city.
I really like this saying that this is like the living room of the city. It really feels really cozy, really nice. I can show you, there are a lot of artists performing, like, for example, like this. So you have really this feeling of coziness, of good atmosphere.
I would say Sunday is the best,
Really
best
nice
place to stroll around the city because it's very lively and you can sit down in the sun. Today is actually a beautiful day, I think.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy the sun on a nice piazza. It's a very well spent Sunday, I think.
Definitely.
So when you came here from Croatia, what was different? What was the same? Like, how did you feel about Turin?
Oh, I really love this culture of going outside, taking the aperitivo. Gelato always is the must. We're gonna take it after. I really how people are really enjoying to spend time outside. A lot of different activities which you can do here, and I really like that.
Also, guys, we forgot to mention at the beginning there will be a Q&A at the end of this IG Live, so you can have all your questions ready at the end, which might pop up. Everything you want to know about Turin, about our life here, just ask.
Yes, exactly. If you have any questions in mind, ask us.
Yes, but it's very, weather-wise it's the same for you in your hometown, but how is the student life in Turin? Do you find it different from your hometown? Like, how was your studying experience here?
I really like it here. It's, as I mentioned, a lot of meeting outside, like outdoors activities.
Yes.
Would you say the same? I really like the
especially in the summer, but also in the winter. Actually, people still sit outside. Which in Germany, when it's winter, everyone goes inside in the restaurants. But here, people actually still, sit outside and enjoy the sun.
And do you have this like the culture of aperitivo? For me, like in Croatia, we don't have that. Like at 6, you just need to go to aperitivo, take some good cocktail, some little bites. That is kind of new to me.
Yes, that was very new to me too, and I adapted very quickly, I think, to this aperitivo culture. No, in Germany we don't really do it. We have a dinner, maybe a drink. I don't know, I guess more after dinner, but before dinner with a little snack. It was very new, but something super cool. I remember to do it in Germany as well.
Now, guys, we are walking towards the museum, actually one of the most famous museums. If you can guess which one are we talking about, comment below.
Yes.
Just need to check the road.
Otherwise, we will show you soon.
And now we are approaching our
I would say,
museum.
the most famous museum in Turin.
Yes, especially weather is really nice. And I think that's also the reason why there are a lot of people walking outside and exploring.
Very much people.
And now we are approaching our destination, and we're gonna show you in a bit. As you can see, it's a little bit loud here because of the musicians. And now let's show you the museum.
Yes, so the museum we have been talking about is the Egyptian Museum of Turin, which is super famous. I personally have not been inside yet, but I will go on Tuesday, so I'm very excited. And let me tell you something about this museum. and it actually has the largest collection of Egyptian artifacts and relics outside of Egypt. And it's the only museum, other than the Cairo Museum in Egypt, dedicated solely to Egyptian art and culture. And the collections that make up today's museum were enlarged by the excavations conducted in Egypt by the Italian archaeological mission between 1900 and 1935. There are more than 37,000 items, so it's actually quite huge in this museum, covering a period from Paleolithic to the Coptic era. So you can imagine 37,000 items is really big. I think it's definitely worth a visit, especially yes, especially it's you know, it might be a bit weird that that's the second largest Egyptian museum in Turin, but I think we should. It's definitely worth a visit.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. It's very beautiful. A lot of people today.
A lot of people today.
Yes. Yes. And another like quite funny fun fact is since COVID was quite a problem in Italy, a lot of people actually bought a dog. My Turin friends told me.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's funny because that was the only reason people could go outside to walk their dog. So a lot of people decided, okay, let's get a dog. So even if it's quite a big city, you see a lot of dogs walking around. It's very cute.
Yeah.
We'll show you some later.
Yeah. Now we are arriving to my personal, I think I can say my favorite place. I'm gonna show you in a bit, just across the road. I really, really love this place, and
yes, it's very beautiful. I can also add to this. It's also, I think, one of my favorite places to enjoy.
Okay, I'm gonna show you right now.
Yes,
but you can already see it. I really, really like this. Yes. So now we are currently at Palazzo Carignano. So Palazzo Carignano is one of the most original Baroque buildings. It's characterized by the curved terracotta facade and the atrium with double staircases. So commissioned in 1678 by Emanuele Filiberto di Savoia, Corignano, to Guarino Guarini, the later drew his inspiration from Bernini's drawings from the Louvre. And Palazzo Carignano is a symbolic place of the history of the Savoy dynasty and of the Italian Risorgimento. And Carlo Alberto and Vittorio Emanuele II were both born here, and it was the seat of the parliament and of the first Italian parliament. Fun fact is that Turin is sometimes called the cradle of Italian liberty for having been the birthplace and home of notable politicians and people who contributed to the Risorgimento, such as Cavour. And what is actually interesting about Cavour, there is a really nice bar named Cavour, and I actually didn't know that when I visited the bar.
It's a secret spot.
It's a secret spot. I really love it. I'm gonna show you now from close. I really like the bar because it's like a speakeasy. It's really giving me New York vibe. It's really closed, and you need to pass this special door to go inside. And the cocktails and the atmosphere are just amazing. So if you have the chance, really, a must.
And also, guys, we are arriving now to one of it's like Turin's most famous and best restaurants, which is called Farmacia del Cambio. I will show you. You can see still people are sitting outside here. It has the restaurant. Yes, and here you can see the entrance of the restaurant, which is right now not open, only the bistro. But this restaurant is very famous. Actually, has a Michelin star.
Yes.
I never ate there. I don't know about you.
No, I didn't. But
we should try.
I had friends that tried and then said best food ever.
Yes,
so
we should try.
I trust Italians for the food.
Yes, yes. So now let's continue our tour.
Yes. Let's walk in this direction. Yes. I really like this place because it's a beautiful surrounding. Also, you can take a coffee, aperitivo, sit outside, enjoy the sun. What's the name of the restaurant again? Del Cambio.
Del Cambio, yes.
Del Cambio. It's really, really famous. with 9 courses menu, and it's an art.
Yes. Now
We're
we
not-
are actually passing through to go to Piazza San Carlo Alberto, but here we have to be a bit more quiet.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's like a place where you have to keep quiet, so we just show you. Let's go.
We're gonna show you. I really, really love this. It's beautiful.
Like the facades, the architecture is very typical, I think, for Turin, and very beautiful.
I really love this.
I think there's a question, no?
Yeah. How much per couple to eat there? I'm not 100% sure, but
I think a menu might cost around 200.
it's a bit costly. Around,
Menu with wine, maybe 200, I think. It's pricey, but we heard it's worth it.
Yeah.
So.
Per person can also be, I think per person, a little bit less than 100, I think.
Yeah, depends what you
Yeah,
have. I
depends.
guess. As always.
But also for that, so there is Del Cambio restaurant, but also near, like the place next is Farmacia, and it's from the same owner, but it's less pricey.
Bistro.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
So
bistro, so you can take
more
little
casual.
bites and casual, drink some coffee, and yeah, I really love this.
So now
Let's
we're slowly approaching
Slowly
Piazza
approaching.
Carlo Alberto, the next piazza
Yeah,
on our journey.
a lot of
through
piazzas
Turin.
today.
Yes, lots of piazzas, but that's like what Turin is all about. I think we just have to
definitely.
discover by strolling through the city, look at the different piazzas. I think that's what it's about. And so you can see as we arrive. Oh, maybe we have to get a bit closer.
Yeah,
I
a little bit
guess.
closer with the sun.
I want to make sure we see
Yeah.
what I'm saying, but yes, I guess now we can
This
see
is
it.
the
So as
spot.
we arrive at Piazza Carlo Alberto, we can see this huge and impressive equestrian statue in the middle, to Carlo Alberto of Savoy, King of Sardinia. So there's a lot of statues all around Turin, but this one is also quite famous. We can see Piazza Carignano on the left, where we just came from. We were just there. And then we can see the National Library on the right, just opposite. Originally, these were the stables for the palace opposite, which has the original facade. Yes, and in the library is, I think, a good place to study, even for students, because this building is beautiful, like all the buildings here. So
I love this
yes.
piazza. It's really, really nice.
Yes, and also this restaurant in the right corner. Yes, it was actually my first pizza.
Wow!
Pizza in Turin. So it brings me good memories. This piazza, yes.
Let's go closer to take a look. But this piazza is really, really, really nice. But more quiet, I would say.
Yes, more quiet. There's 2 restaurants here to sit at. But in the summer, it's always crowded. Hard to find a place in the restaurants. Yes.
Yeah, you always should book in advance to not miss out on good opportunities.
But for me, compared to German food, I'm in food heaven, I think.
Yeah,
Italy is.
Definitely. There are a lot of different dishes originated from Turin.
Yes, actually, Zabaglione, which is a typical Italian dessert, is from the Piedmont region, where Turin is inside, and it's quite famous, very tasty. So it's
also,
worth
if you're a pasta lover, there's a lot of different pasta for you to try, like agnolotti.
Yes, agnolotti is famous for Turin. You can eat it at the Piolas, which is the Turin Piedmont word for small restaurants, which are very more casual. Yeah. And yes,
let's show you the restaurant that Judith mentioned.
I think this one. No?
This one?
Yes. Now it's closed, but
it's closed. But it's really nice to grab something here, to sit outside, to enjoy.
And as we said, even now, it's not super warm. I would say maybe 10 degrees, something like this. Still, people sit outside. in the sun, and this is something I enjoy so much. Really.
I really like that. I
Yes.
really like that.
And what would you say? What has been your personal favorite place in Turin?
I would say it's a really hard question. There are a lot of different places, but I really like, to sit in Farmacia and look
Yes.
around. I really like it. I think it's one of my favorites.
Yes.
What do you
maybe.
think?
For me, we will go there later on. Maybe
Oh,
if we
okay.
have time. It's the Giardini Reali.
Oh,
It's
good one.
Yes,
Also,
it's a very nice park where you can just have some time for yourself, read a book. There are chairs outside. You can enjoy the sun. It's beautiful, and also I love to walk around like along the Po River, which is actually also in Turin. Yes, it's nice. Always cities with a river. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. And on the river, there's a lot of activities for you to do. I need to.
Did you do? Did you try?
Yeah, I did rowing on the river.
Really?
It's really interesting, really, really nice. So you need to be careful to not fall into the river. But wait, let's show. I really like to see these Vespas all around the cities.
Yes, very Italian.
Really Italian. I love it. And the
question?
buildings.
What's the famous dish in Turin? I would say agnolotti.
Agnolotti, definitely. The
Is-
plin that we mentioned.
I would say this is the top dish.
The top, yeah.
There's also another pasta called tajarin,
Yeah,
which is very thin pasta.
It's like spaghetti,
and not
spaghetti,
too-
but different in.
Yes. And also, which is very famous because it's from this region, is tartufo, which is from
Oh.
Piedmont region.
It's
You can
from
find it a lot in
yeah.
Turin, and it's incredible. I love it.
Actually, it was there's a truffle festival in the little city called Alba, and it's really nice. There's a lot of truffles, a lot of different dishes with truffles. And if you're a truffle lover, it's just a heaven for
the
you.
best place. The Alba truffle is named after the city. I think the world's best truffle you can find.
Definitely.
Did you visit? I went to the Tartufo festival.
Yeah,
It was
and
super
how was
nice.
it?
It was super nice. Too expensive.
good.
Yes.
Very expensive. Truffles are very expensive.
Very expensive.
Especially white.
This year.
Right?
Yes.
And this
especially
year.
white. And this year because there was not a lot of rain and truffles need the rain to grow.
Yeah.
So this year was quite dry. So there was not so many truffle harvesting this year going on.
Yeah.
Here it's actually a bit crowded, so I hope you can hear us well.
Yeah. Now we are
What does
approaching.
it say? What about wine or beer?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to mention that it's very famous region for the wine, especially Barolo wine. It's one of the most famous for
Red wine.
Red wines,
Yes.
and really, really good from Piedmont region. There's a lot of wine tasting, which you can do near to Turin. Only 1 hour with the car, you can arrive to a place called Langhe. It's a beautiful, where you can see beautiful vineyards, and you can go to wine tasting to learn more about the wine. Also, there's some really good restaurant with the view, with the landscapes. So definitely something worth visiting.
And also, if you are more a white wine lover, there's Anais. It's a kind of white wine, my personal favorite. Usually is my go-to wine, and it's also very nice. So culinary aspects definitely are important here, I think.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
Yes.
Now
we're getting close to Piazza Castello, I think. No.
Yes.
Yes, which is also a very famous piazza here. We're going to show you and talk about it a little bit later, but definitely also a nice place to visit, I think.
Definitely the place where you meet all of your friends when you go out, because it's really like a big space. We're gonna show it to you in a moment, but definitely the place to go. Also, there are a lot of cable cars here.
And also for the ones just joined, maybe good to mention again that there will be a Q&A at the end, so keep all your questions ready for us.
Yes.
At the end.
Happy to answer.
Them. Yes. We will answer all of them.
Yeah. Now we're gonna pass the street.
Yes, we have to be a bit careful for traffic.
For the traffic reasons. If unfortunately I didn't see it, but wait just a second to wait.
And if you just have one day in Turin, like what would be your recommendations? What would you do in one day in Turin?
I would definitely visit a museum because museums here are definitely extraordinary, in my opinion. The Egyptian museum that we saw, but my favorite one is right here in front of us in a few moments. It's going to be in front of us in a few moments. And I would definitely visit a good museum and walk around. Oh, there's a question.
How's the weather like in Turin? Maybe show this guy.
Yeah. For now, it's really beautiful. It's sunny. Turin is famous for the fog, but also
yes, there's a lot of fog in Turin in general. But today we are lucky. It's very clear, and yes, we are wearing sunglasses. So
yeah,
the weather is quite nice right now.
It's cold, but not too cold. But compared to other Italian cities, it's a bit more colder because we are close to the mountains, which you can sometimes see just walking on the street. You can see this view of mountains, which it's really nice.
It's incredible.
I love it.
It's always when I see the mountains walking down the streets, it's just a very nice view. You're so close, like 1 hour by car, and you can do a ski trip. So there's another question. It looks sunny, but is it cold? Like now, I would say it's about 10 degrees. So it's quite a hot day for January today. And in the summer it gets very, very hot because the city consists of stones. So they heat up and it gets to 35 degrees maybe, I would say, 35, 40.
Now we are at Piazza Castello. It's a little bit crowded.
It's very vivid.
I'm gonna show you. There are a lot of artists performing, as you can see. And now we are arriving.
Yes. So now we can tell you a little bit more about this piazza, but maybe let's keep walking this way so you can hear us.
Somewhere where it's a little bit more
quiet,
but it's hard to find a quiet place at this piazza, which is the beauty of it. So what we can say about Piazza Castello is that further along from Palazzo Carignano that we saw, we have Turin's central square, and that is Piazza Castello, which is lined with numerous museums, theaters, and cafes, which you can see here in front of one of the museums.
Yes, that's a very famous museum.
Palazzo Madama.
See?
So it's the city's Savoy heart, although laid out from the mid 130s, was mostly constructed from the 16th to 18th centuries. Dominated, it is the part medieval, part Baroque Palazzo Madama that we showed, and the original sets of the Italian Parliament. To the north is the exquisite facade of Palazzo Reale.
Yes, which you can see here. It's, I said before, behind there's a very nice garden, which we're going to show you later if we have time. And it's my favorite place in Turin for sure.
Yeah. And the royal palace built for Carlo Emanuele II in the mid 2060s. And the fun fact is that we can really see French influences and in the city's architecture and culture. Up until the unification of the Italian kingdom in 1861, Piedmont included areas that are currently in France, which explain this. And the atmosphere, culture, and even the local dialect is very similar to French. And also I think that's the reason why also a lot of people from Piedmont and from Turin are fluent in French, and they really know French language pretty well.
Yes. So Clara, how is your Italian going? You know some words in Italian or not really?
I'm really trying to speak Italian as much as possible. But I love the language.
Yes,
so.
It's a beautiful language. It sounds like a melody. Also, people here in Turin, I feel like, are super friendly. Even though Piedmont is known as being like the coldest region mentality-wise in Italy, for me, coming from Germany, people are so friendly, always ready to help and to help you learn the language. So this has been very, very nice. So maybe Clara, turn.
Yes.
Let's walk a little bit more this way, so it's more quiet.
Yes.
Because it might be very noisy here.
To show you the museum we are talking about. My favorite, I think I can say. I'm confident to say this is my favorite museum.
I never went inside, so
Definitely
I have to go.
You need. Wait. Here? From here?
Yes.
to show.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me turn.
So, as we mentioned before, this is Madama Palace. It's alongside Piazza Castello. And a visit to this palace is definitely a way of traveling through time. From its Roman foundations to the medieval towers and on to the subterraneous baroque of the staircase by Juvara. It's super beautiful. And a way to travel to time. Are the Italians friendly to tourists? I would say definitely. I didn't have any like negative experiences here.
Definitely.
For me, I was always welcomed very friendly. Everyone in the restaurants, when I say, oh, I'm from another country, they offered me some food to try, explained a lot about Italian culture. So Italy in general, I think, is well known for being a place that's very open.
Very friendly. Definitely.
Yes. So let me tell you a little bit more about this Palazzo Madama. The palace owns its name actually to the two royal madams, Madama Cristina of Bourbon France first, and Maria Giovanna Battista of Savoy Nemours later, who inhabited the palace from 1620 to 1724 years. So you can tell it's actually quite an old place. And Palazzo Madama is a large historic building that now houses the collections of the Museo Civico di Arte Antica, Turin's municipal museum of ancient art, as Clara has already mentioned. So this is definitely a place worth visiting, and you should check it out whenever you are in Turin.
Definitely. Now we are approaching another museum at the same piazza, but another museum. And that is, can you guess?
Maybe we can go here and show a little bit the artists on the street.
Okay, yes, let's do that first.
It's very famous. As we said before, here's a lot of artists always playing music.
Performing.
Very typical. Also.
Let's show a bit. Now we are approaching Giardini Reali, Giardini Gardens in Italian. That's what I learned for sure.
That's what you learned. Very good Italian improvement.
It's definitely the nice, quiet place where you can enjoy the sun, read some good book, and really enjoy and
they put even chairs in the garden where you can sit down, have a coffee in the sun. As I said, my personal favorite place, I think. So we are very happy to show you. And after we go to this Giardini, we will have some ice cream.
Yes, gelato.
Which I can never get enough of. Yes. Since I'm here, I have a gelato at least once a week, I think. And yes, we will answer all of the questions whenever we have the gelato.
Let's show you now and say something about.
Yes. So we are approaching the Giardini, which is actually going through.
And also it's a museum.
Yes, this one is the
also
museum.
Very nice. I visited and I loved it.
You visited all of the museums.
Yeah.
Very good. I need to catch up, I think. But yes, this is the museum and Museum Reali, and if we pass through there, we will find the Giardini Reali di Torino.
Yes.
And the history of the Royal Gardens starts in 1563, so very, very early and very historical place. It's the year in which Emanuele Filiberto decided to move the capital of Savoy from Chambéry to Turin. So they were inspired by the major royal palaces of Europe and reflected what was characteristic of European noble gardens, the water features and the floral perspectives. At the center of the garden, there is located a white marble basis with the fountain of the Trident in the middle. So it's very, very, very cool place also. And very big, actually. I didn't expect it to be so big, but it's quite big. Oh, and
what I really, really like about this, as you can see here, you know, when you first look at the sculpture, the sculpture, but then you can see this detail of like modern art, like all of the sculptures, they have tattoos and this modern touch, which was quite interesting for me to see. But this is actually the famous exhibition of Fabio Viale. and the exhibition is called In Between, and all of the statues actually they have a specific story, so it's also very nice. So when you enter to the museum, you can read all of the stories about the sculptures and what is actually behind it and the idea of the artist, which was really interesting for me to read.
Very, very cool. I think it's a place for art lovers in general, Italy.
Definitely,
but,
definitely.
Also, Turin really has a lot to offer. And yes, it's very, very pretty. Now I have to put on my sunglasses because it's so sunny here.
Yes, it's a really beautiful day for exploring.
So now maybe let's go closer to the ice cream place.
Yes.
So we can sit
I think
down
it's
and
good
answer
time.
some questions.
Good time for
Did you
gelato.
actually go skiing this year already?
Yes. I've been to the mountains, also to Monte Bianco, or Mont Blanc in French. Also very close to Turin. I think that's the best part of Turin. It's so close to the mountains, but also to the sea.
Yes, if you have
to
ever
the
heard
vineyards.
of Cinque Terre, it's a place very famous, 5 little villages alongside the coast. It's 2 hours or 3 hours, I think, by car from Turin, so super close.
It's very
lots
good connection.
Lots to explore.
Also, you know what I really, really like is their trains, the fast trains. They are super, super, super good.
It's very well connected also to Milan.
I came from Venice to Milano in only 2 hours. Yes. And by car would take me 5 with the traffic. So it's really, really
a huge benefit, I would say, as well. It's very, very cool. And yes, also good if you want to visit maybe multiple places in Italy. That's a huge benefit, I think, for this.
Definitely.
Yes. So I just want to take
sun. We're gonna go to take some ice cream.
Yes, also like the famous gelateria Rome. I don't know if you have ever heard
I
about
tried.
this
It's a chain.
It's very, very good.
Very
it's
good.
Actually, originally from Turin. I don't know if you guys knew. Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
But
you
it's
can.
Originally from Turin.
Yes.
The best gelato. Super, super good. And also another thing, which is a super fun fact, is that chocolate, actually we were thinking, oh, maybe chocolate is known in Switzerland, that's the original place of chocolate, but actually the first solid chocolate is from Turin. And yes, that's another fun fact, not a lot of people know, I think. And also, did you try the hot chocolate here?
Oh yes, it's so good.
Very good.
So good.
Very, like, you have to be a chocolate lover to enjoy, I think. But if you are, you should definitely try the hot chocolate here. There's a lot of places for this. You can always order, and so good.
Now we are arriving also here to show you the street and how busy can be.
It's a shopping street here.
You can find a lot of different places, bars, places to grab some snacks like focaccia, like little bites between lunch and dinner.
Now we actually arrived to the ice cream place, no?
Should we take a seat?
Yep. Yes, maybe we can take a seat.
Okay, let's grab a place.
Sit down.
We need to sit outside. Should we? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So to see the view also somehow. So maybe we can turn to see the view.
Let's maybe do it like this.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Let's adjust it a bit.
Yes. So now you can at least see us. Maybe you can guys tell us if it's too noisy or you can hear us properly. We hope you can hear us. And you can see in the background there's some people, but yes, there's the Piazza Castello in the background. So guys, please, if you have questions, tell us. What you want to know about Turin, the lifestyle, like the student life. Perfect, Zainab. Thank you that you can hear us. So if you want to know anything about the life as a student, please ask us. I think we can answer properly, I would say.
did you guys ever visit Turin? Do you know something about it from before, or it's still quite an unknown place for you?
Okay, we have a question. Is it easy to live in Turin even if you don't speak Italian, or would you recommend to learn Italian before? What would you say?
Very good question. So when I came to Turin, I knew Italian, but really, really basics. So I was actually really scared. But honestly, you shouldn't be scared because people are very welcome and they're gonna help you. But definitely, it's way easier, way easier to know Italian. Like the basics, to order a coffee, take the gelato. But also, what I can say, I don't know for you, but it's quite easy, the language. Like,
Yes,
after a couple of months, you can order a coffee without a problem.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And people, as I said before, are very helpful, I think, in explaining you the language. So I think we know some basics already, and it's not a problem. We have some other questions. Is English widely spoken? We kind of answered sometimes yes, sometimes no. It depends, but people, you will get your way around with hand and feet also. What's the best time to visit? When is the best time to visit Turin? It depends what you want to do. If you are a person who likes the heat, I would say maybe June, July is where it's very hot, but still doable to handle the heat. And there you have a very high chance of it being super sunny, which is nice, and you can do some summer activities. But if you're a ski lover and want to connect your trip to Turin with some skiing, I would say now is the time to go. I don't know, what would you say? Because now you can go up to the mountains, go skiing, and then enjoy some days in the city. And yes, you can see really the weather is never super bad here. So I think you can go anytime of the year depending on what you like.
Yeah.
What are your favorite restaurants in Turin?
Oh, I love this question. It's a very hard one because there are a lot of good restaurants around. Depends what you're searching for. I really like Signor Vino. It's actually the chain of and they have really, really good food. What I can think about? Okay, yeah, the cambio that we showed, it's a good one, but it's a bit pricey. Bar Cavour is really good. Also, you have food there, which I really like.
Closer.
Yeah.
Yes, so you can hear us better.
What also depends what type of food you're searching for. There are also good fish places, like Ancora. Ancora is really good fish place. I would recommend.
Also, I can recommend you because my boyfriend is actually a chef. So the restaurant where he works at, is called Madama La Piola, which I can recommend 100%. It's very, very good, very traditionally Piemontese kitchen. So a lot agnolotti del Plin, but also zabaglione. Everything is self-made. All the pasta they make themselves. So this one is quite nice, I think, without being biased. Yes, I really love this one, I think. And then we have another question. How expensive is it to live in Turin? Do you want to answer? Or?
Well, let's try. I mean, also depends what you're comparing to. Last year I lived in London, so it's way cheaper compared to London. So I would say like kind of average. It's not too expensive, but also if you want to explore like nicer restaurants, it can get a little bit more expensive. But I don't think it's too expensive.
Like I would say it matches European standards. I guess for an apartment, I think it's normal to pay for a room as a student, maybe 400 to 500 euros.
Yes.
And if you have a nice dinner with wine, maybe you pay around 20, 25 per person. I think that's an average cost. So, I don't see many people on Sunday. What about weekdays? Less people.
Less people definitely on weekdays.
Yes.
And definitely during the night. Like at night is really actually nice and quiet to walk around the city. It's less people, way less people, and it's more intimate atmosphere.
Yes, I would say. But on Sunday is usually where the people here don't work. So there's for comparing it to the weekdays, actually, there's a lot of people here today. It seems lively now. As you can see below, people go shopping and yes, move around on Sunday quite quickly. How is the nightlife in Turin? Well, there's COVID quite problematic right now, but before we got to experience some nice nightlife. In the summer, there's outside clubs. I don't know if you went to OGR.
Yes,
it's a
OGR.
very famous
OGR.
club. Yes, to go dancing here. And actually, there's a lot of bars. As we said, aperitivo culture is very common here. So you have a drink outside on the piazza with your friend, and there's a lot of options, I would say, especially for young people. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Which neighborhoods would you recommend for tourists to stay in?
Okay,
Good question.
Good question. Yes. I would say, so for example, me, I live in an area called Crocetta. It's famous for its really residential area, so a lot of schools, little local shops, and people there really live, and it's very safe and very nice and quiet area. But it's not far from the center, but it's not in the center. So I would recommend being around the center. Also, there is a quadrilatero.
Yes, this is where I live.
Yeah?
Actually.
So
Yes.
you can say something more about it.
Yes, I live there. I think for me, it's the perfect place to live in Turin. Even as a tourist, I think it's quite nice because we have the closeness to the center. So in 20 minutes, I can walk to the center.
That's amazing.
But you still have it a bit more quiet and not so hectic, I guess. So this area is, I would say, quite nice to live in. And as a tourist, maybe you want to be center.
More center, so you're closer to the museums and the activities, so you don't lose that much time.
Yes, but there's lots of options where you can find hotels
because
here.
There is one metro, but it's only one, and Turin is not like a big city as London or Berlin, so there's not really a need for a metro. So like transport is more based on buses and trams. So I would recommend for that reason to stay closer to the center.
But you can walk to a lot of places very quickly here. There's also like the electric scooters or the possibility to rent bikes. So there's actually ways to move around. No worries about this.
Yeah.
Any clubs you recommend?
We mentioned
OGR. Right? Yes. Then I mean, there was some closed because of COVID.
I really like OGR. I think that's my favorite because also it's outdoor space, and there's also a restaurant inside, so you can have dinner before and then go
dancing. Yes,
dancing. So
yes, there's also milk is very popular for people like international students, for example. There's always fun parties there. Also, there were parties from our school there, I think, and it's quite nice. Also, a very very cool place to go out and go dancing. Yes, but Italians love to enjoy life and have fun. There's the saying of the dolce vita. So we should follow this. I think, and I think we did so far. Yes, dolce vita mindset, which is I think representing Italy quite good, I would say.
Thank you so much for your questions and for being here.
Yes.
Now we're gonna grab some ice cream.
Yes.
And enjoy a bit of sun. So I hope you guys like this live, and
yes, like Turin. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop now. Otherwise, we are happy. I think when we inspired you to visit Turin.
Exactly. We see you here. We're waiting for you to visit us, and a lot of kisses from Turin. And don't forget to follow TimeGap for more interesting content.
Yes, so there will be more content posted, so you should follow it. Bye bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
Ciao.
Thank you. Arrivederci.